What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and our Georgia State Dynasty. Last week the Panthers were on the road in the West Coast taking on the Trojans, and the Panthers came away with a victory 30-17 over USC. This week the Panthers back on the road for a big SEC matchup against number 20 Missouri. Can the Panthers continue their winning ways and climb closer to an SEC title bid?
Shown few signs of weakness lately. They are exuding confidence in everything they do. String together a few W's, that's exactly.
Georgia State will kick off to get this snowy game underway. Back in his own end zone is Young, and Young will take this one out past the 15, hit down hard at the 16. Tim Young with a 19-yard return. Missouri starts out on offense. House gonna be taken down, sacked on the first play of the game, a loss of 5. Later on, it's 3rd and 9, and House will hand off to Clark. Clark finds some running room, a gain of 5, but not enough for the first down, and the Missouri Tigers have to punt. Anthony Gross, 19 carries, 116 yards, and a touchdown in last week's game. He's been pretty good of lately. 1st and 10, and Gross is going to get the handoff. Up the middle he will go, and he's going to gain 11 on Georgia State's first offensive play. They may need Gross to have a big game in the snowy conditions. Later on in the drive, it's 2nd and 11. Smith has to scramble outside the pocket here. He takes off, and he is going to be hit, taken down, and fumble the ball. It's picked up by McFarland from the Tigers, and he's inside the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Missouri. Taking back the fumble, but wait a minute, a flag on the play. This one on Missouri will bring this ball back to their own 32. House on 1st and 10 will keep it and take off, and he will scramble for 9 yards. Later in the drive, it's 3rd and 6. House back to pass, firing it up, and it's picked off by Blake Stevens for Georgia State. And both these teams trade turnovers, even though that graphic showed Georgia State hadn't turned over the ball. Anthony Gross now on 1st and 10 will go up the middle and gain 19 on that carry. Later in the drive, it's 3rd and 22. Smith back to pass. Lots of time here. He's going to scramble out to his left, and he will go down the sideline and be pushed out of bounds after a gain of 14. That'll set him up inside the 30. And on 4th down, a field goal attempt coming here. The kick is up, and it's just inside the right goal post. Good. Georgia State takes a 3-0 lead. And we have a studio update. Number 24 Florida beats South Carolina 38-31. Back to our game here. The Tigers take over now, down by 3. House will take off on 3rd and 4 and pick up the first down on a gain of 6. Later in the drive, it's 2nd and 8. House hands off to Clark, and Clark is stopped in the backfield for a loss of 2. It'll be 3rd and 10 now for the Missouri Tigers. House from the shotgun will throw this one up deep to the sideline, caught by Tim Young for 28 yards out of bounds. And Missouri uses the hurry up here. 3rd and 3, House back to pass here. He's going to take off, run into his own man, and go down for a loss of 3 yards. And Missouri is going to kick a field goal attempt here. Kick is up. It's got the distance, it's got the accuracy, and this game is tied at 3 apiece as we head to the 2nd quarter. Missouri punting the ball as we open the 2nd quarter here. Josh Everson back to return will take this one. He's up towards midfield, taken down just before midfield, and he is down on the ground in pain. Coaches and trainers out there, and we'll have to get an update on him in a few minutes here. But Steve Smith and the Panthers take over, and Luther Madison on 2nd and 9 will grab a first down reception on the sideline. 1st and 10, Georgia State. Smith back to pass. He'll fire again to the sideline, and again caught by Madison for a first down catch. 1st and 10 now from the 25. Smith hands off to Gross up the middle. First down and more. Finds running room, breaks the tackle. He's down to the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Georgia State. Smith from under center will pitch it out to Leach. FB fake HB pitch, and it works. Stephen Leach gets the touchdown, and Georgia State takes a 10-3 lead. Missouri takes over now. House back to pass. We'll throw this one up deep, and it's caught by Jackson. Chris Jackson, 37 yards into Georgia State territory. 2nd and 12 now for the Tigers. House will take off, and he will find running room up the middle, a gain of 8. 3rd and 4 for the Missouri Tigers. House, empty backfield set. Will step up, try to take off here, but he's going to run into a big chunk of players and go down, and it'll be 4th and 5, and the Tigers punt. Georgia State takes over. Smith will hand off to Anthony Gross. He's going to break 1 tackle and end up gaining 7. 2nd and 10 now for Georgia State. Smith hands it off to Stephen Leach, and he gets outside. He breaks a tackle, a 2nd tackle, and goes down after a big gain on the ground. Into Tigers territory now. It's 1st and 10. Smith, play action, looking, firing, and broken up, incomplete. Maurice Ostrander with the deflection. 2nd and 10 now for the Panthers. Smith setting up screen, will dump it off to Anthony Gross, and Gross is going to get the first down on the screen play, a gain of 12. 3rd and 7 now for Georgia State. Smith will fire it, and it's broken up, incomplete, almost picked off. Steve Smith 3 for 9 now, and on 4th and 7 they're going to go for it. Smith back to pass, firing over the middle, caught by a wide open Terrence Flynn. 12 yards and a Georgia State first down. Under a minute to go in the half. Smith back to pass, 1st and 10. He'll dump it off to Luther Madison, and Madison will break a tackle and make it to the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia State, and they extend their lead to 17-3 here as we head into halftime. Georgia State's going to get the ball to start the second half. Anthony Gross back to return this one. He takes it run out past the 20, breaks the tackle, cuts it outside. He's out past the 30, past the 40, out past midfield. A 50-yard return into Missouri territory. As we look at the halftime stats, Georgia State, 101 yards on the ground. I said that would be big at the beginning of this video, and they have done a good job. Update on Josh Everson. He's got a strained back, and he is done for 5 weeks, so he is done probably for the season. Georgia State 1st and 10 now. Handoff goes to the Gross, and this time he's going to lose a yard on the play. 2nd and 11 for the Panthers. Smith in the shotgun, looking to pass, steps up, fires, caught by Flynn. Flynn breaks a tackle, and he's going to end up gaining 21. Later in the drive, it's 2nd and 1. Smith in an empty backfield set will look to pass. He's going to fire deep, and it's through the hands of, I believe that's Trevor Phillips, maybe Terrence Flynn there. That would have been a touchdown. 3rd and 1, handoff goes to Gross. He's going to bounce off a couple tackles and end up getting just enough for that first down. Later in the drive, it's 2nd and 10 for Georgia State. Smith back to pass here, will fire it, and it's caught by Flynn, and he's taken down at the 1, but he fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by the Missouri Tigers, and they'll get a touchback there and take over after the takeaway. 2nd and 5 as Missouri takes over, and Curtis Bates with a 9-yard reception will get a first down. Later in the drive, it's 3rd and 6. House back to pass will take off and slide short of the first down. A flag comes in, and that would be on Missouri, and it'll be 4th down, and they punt. Georgia State takes over, and this first down pass is incomplete from Steve Smith. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Smith will hand off to Gross. He's going to get outside here. He's going to break a tackle. He basically runs over the dude, and he's down the sideline. A gain of 36 for Anthony Gross, and we head to the fourth quarter. Georgia State on top, 17-3. Georgia State's driving here to start the fourth quarter already in Missouri territory. Handoff to Gross, and he's going nowhere. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Smith under center. Drops back. Looks. Lots of time. Fires. Caught by Madison. He's got the first down. It'll be 1st and goal, Georgia State. 1st and goal. Smith back to pass here. Will dump it off to Frazier, and Frazier's got 5 yards down to the 2. 2nd down and goal for the Panthers. Smith, quick pass, caught. Phillips, touchdown. Georgia State extends their lead, 24-3. Trevor Phillips with the catch, and we have another studio update here. Number 5 Western Kentucky losing right now to number 3 Louisiana Lafayette, 7-0. Back to our game. Missouri down 21. They have 2nd and 1. House is going to fire over the middle, caught by Jackson, and Jackson's got the first down catch. In hurry-up mode now, it's 3rd and 10 for the Tigers. House going to step up, and he's going to be wrapped up for another sack on the day. That's going to lose 8. 4th and 12 now. House back to pass, and he's going to be sacked once again, and the Tigers will turn the ball over. And Georgia State getting it done today on defense. A ton of sacks on defense here. And later in the quarter, they have 4th and 10. Missouri does, as they're trying to get anything going here to show any resemblance of life. They pick up the first down on 4th down. It's 3rd and 6 now, and House will find Bates for another first down catch along with a 15-yard face mask penalty. 1st and 10 now inside Georgia State territory. House back to pass, will fight to the sideline, caught by Ray Stevens for 10 yards. It'll be 1st and goal. From the 5-yard line, House going to pass here, fire, and almost picked off by Brian Atkins. Instead, it is 2nd and goal from the shotgun. House going to look to pass here. He's going to fire, and almost picked off again, this time by Terrence Pruitt. 3rd and goal now for the Missouri Tigers. House is going to pass here. He's going to step up, fire, and caught by John Anderson for the touchdown. It may be a little too late for the Tigers, but they do get a touchdown, making it 24-10. And they will go for the onside kick here. And it is recovered by Matt Terry of Georgia State. And the Panthers can celebrate a big, big victory on the road in the SEC. Anthony Gross, your player of the game. And Georgia State gets the victory, 31-10 over Missouri. Taking a look at scores from other games around the country this week, number 11 Oklahoma beats up on Iowa State 56-3, and number 15 Alabama wins. Taking a look at the stats from our game today, Georgia State 208 rushing yards on the ground. That was the big deal today. Anthony Gross 163 and a touchdown. Thomas Hendricks on defense, 8 tackles, 1 for a loss, and it was a sack. And Georgia State has moved up to number 3 in the country after Michigan, previously number 1, loses to number 14 Penn State. Georgia State also moves up to number 2 in the SEC East, with games still against South Carolina and Vanderbilt, the one team ahead of them. And coming up next, a home game against the Gamecocks. Number 3 Georgia State against unranked South Carolina. Who will win? Come back for that episode. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.